Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? This is BC. Welcome back to another episode of Supreme Being. As you can see, for those of you on video, I got my cat here. They've been extra purry and rubby on me lately, but let's get into it. Something I was thinking about today that I think would be a fantastic message for everybody, learning point and focal point for you is key. First and foremost, shout out to Team BC, right? We revamped everything. If you're interested in joining, you can reach out to me. We have an investment division, a regular division. If you're interested in my upcoming event, May 13th and 14th, my voice will go with you. It's on my website, briancasella.com, along with my coaching, monitor success, and everything else. Shout out to my followers, supporters, coaching members, and team members. Also, the application for my podcast, if you're interested in being a sponsor for the podcast, the application is in my Linktree link in my bio on Instagram at Brian Casella. Let's begin. The focal point, right? Now, I made a video earlier, getting your priorities straight. And I wanted to add on to that and really focus in on one thing for this podcast episode. This is what you need to do. I want you to start with this, because I know for a lot of people, having a sustained attack every day of extreme focus, being diligent, following your schedule 100%, everybody gets caught up with that. They claim it's impossible, so on and so forth. So this is what I want to start you off with, all right? We know that very little time of intense focus can be extremely productive for you. Okay. We know that. I'm sure you've had moments. You've seen other people do it. You've found out about people who later on leverage and they're able to, in essence, work very little and get a lot done. And when you start ascending the levels of success, monetary wealth, building and scaling companies, ultimately you get down to this. And that is being hyper-focused, hyper-productive in small increments. Okay. So what I want you to focus on, for this particular episode is this. I want you to come in later today, right? Tomorrow, whatever, and say, you know what? I'm going to give it a few hours and I want you to pick. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you can commit to. I want you to come in and commit to that number and say, I'm going to give X amount. Let's say it's 3 hours of intense focus work today. That's it. And I want you to start with that. Why? Because I don't care who you are or where you're from or what you do. If you can put in concentrated, focused, efficient 3, 4, 2, whatever hours a day, man, over time, you will be a beast. Your business will grow, you will grow, and everything that you want is going to start to happen. Period. That's one of the things that I did very well early on when I started becoming an entrepreneur and running my own business is, yes, I was working a lot, but when you really looked at it, my highest income producing activities were maybe, 4, 5, 6 hours a day of intense, focused, hard work. Because when you look at the totality of your day, a lot of it isn't like super labor intensive or requires a lot of mental energy. Now, if you're a business person like me and you're in sales, we know like prospecting, going door to door, going business to business, door knocking, meeting with clients, that can be a little bit more intense and require more of your mental energy. But normally that's half our day or less. And in some cases, most people don't even do that stuff at all. So that's why I want you to focus on this and break it down and deduce it and chunk it down to those 2, 3, 4, whatever hours of focus for you. And I want that to be at the forefront of your mind. And I want that to be the task that you look at every single day when you wake up. You check before you go to sleep at night to see and check in to say, hey, I did good today or not. Focus on that, man. Because I'm telling you, if we take something like lead generation, which every business has to do, dude, if you do 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of intense focused lead generation every day, in a couple of months, your business and your life will be completely changed. Virtually every problem that people have is inconsistencies with that. We know that's the focus. We know that's the highest income producing activity. We know that's what we're supposed to do, but we figure out ways to distract ourselves and not do what we're supposed to do, right? And then we create layers of BS around that subject, right? And then you tell yourself, oh, I just that's not me, or, oh, I don't like to do it, right? And we make up all this other nonsense. Well, the person I follow says you don't have to do that, or I don't want to. Dude, give me a break. Give me a break. That's the lifeblood of your business. Any business, lead generation. If you ain't generating leads, you ain't in business. And if you're brand new, you better be at least familiar with and have had some experience, or you're currently doing some of the old school stuff, especially stuff that I preach, because that is the foundation. You start with that. Then later on, you can morph and grow, but that teaches you discipline. It teaches you grit. It teaches you how, from the ground up, grassroots, how to build your business and generate leads. If you can do that, my friends, you can do anything. You can do anything. We come up with a bunch of stuff. We claim that, oh, there's so much better. Oh, I don't want to do this. Well, there's better ways I can spend my time. Bullshit, dude. You don't have the discipline to sit there for a few focused hours and get it done, because the stuff is not that difficult. It's not. I remember making phone calls and going door to door and some of these other, in quotes, scary things that people don't want to do. It's not that hard. You get in your own way, which is why I want you to chunk it down to this and say, I'm going to give it 2 hours a day. 2 hours a day is nothing. You have 24 hours in a day. If you did 2, that's less than 10% of your day. Hell, if you're going to commit to 3 or 4, start at 8, go till 11 or 12, and then take the rest of the fucking day off and say, I'm going to go hard until noon. Man, I'm giving you new stuff to try. Why? What the fuck do you have to lose? If you've been following me a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 9 or 10 years, if you've been here from the beginning and you haven't made massive strides in growth in your business and in your life, man, you need to start with this immediately. Now, if you have, this can still be good for you too, because you might have to shake things up a little bit and keep it fresh. But we have to learn to be focused. All the top people on the planet, look at martial artists and all that. Even the top entrepreneurs and business people, when it's game time, they're focused. Then, hey, we're still in general focused people, but those key moments, those highest income producing activities, those moments where it requires and it calls for the best of us, that's when we show up. And that's not 24/7. That's not 24/7. You know, if there's 6 things you need to do every day, the 1 or 2 that you have to get done that require your absolute focus and attention, right? That's the stuff that you really got to go all out with. With the other stuff, sure, we want to do well as well, but we really have to focus on these. Why? Highest priority and most important. Every set of things that you need to do in every area of your life has a hierarchy of importance. We know this. This is not new. Get your priorities straight. Do what you need to do and put in this time. Once this is built into you as a discipline, once it's a regular thing, everything else from there is cakewalk, ladies and gentlemen. That is 100% what led me to where I'm at today, among other things, of course, but that was one of those foundational things. The tough stuff, the necessary stuff, what had to get done, I got done. Period. End of story. If I had to, bite my teeth and buckle up for 4 or 5 hours a day, I did it. Because the next point is this: what else do you have to do? Anything else is a lie. Anything else is a farce. Anything else is idle, in quotes, busy time, and all the other crap that everybody else is caught up in. I'm not on the frequency or in the language pattern of, oh, it's Monday. Oh, hump day. Oh, it's almost the weekend. Like, are you kidding me? Those people are simply passing time. I'm making use of my time. I'm maximizing my time. I'm on that wavelength, not the other one. Fuck the other one. If that's the other one for you, you either need to wake up quickly or stop listening to me, because I'm not for you. What is it going to take for you to finally start doing these things? I talked with my coaching members yesterday in depth about systems and processes. And one of the items that we covered was having even clarity on what your systems look like inside and out, from top to bottom. The question I presented to them that I want to give to you is, if I, unrelated to your field, came in and you showed me your systems, not told me. I mean, you gave me an itemized list and you walked me through it. I could easily understand it and replicate it, even being brand new to your business. Would you be able to do that? It's great to have things in your head, but that's not the same thing. Could you do that? And virtually everybody, of course, says no or says yes, but they really don't have it. They really don't have it. That would literally take you sitting down maybe for an hour or two to write out your systems. And why is that important? Because it lets you know where you're at. It allows you to plan for the future. It lets you know what the next step is and what's on the horizon. And it gives you more certainty in your business. And guess what? The next step gets revealed to you, and you know exactly what you need to do to scale, grow, get more leads, and you find out what the choking points are in your business. I mean, it solves everything. And that's step 101 in 101 of running a business, yet nobody knows. Or everybody, yeah, oh yeah, I know that. Oh, I've done it, but you really haven't though. You know, it's really starting to make sense to me now why everybody keeps watching the same shit over and over in regards to education, and why I find myself repeating myself all the time. How can I move on when everybody's still at the first door? I'm over here describing and building the 10th door and everybody's still at the first one and the second one. Well, I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my time. That's why now I'm selling tickets to the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th door. I need to see if you're even ready. And I put the ticket booth somewhere where unless you've gone through the second door, you can't see it. Like, what's going on here? So I challenge you tomorrow, pick something, whatever it is for you that's high priority, and focus on it for a little bit. Because then I want you to report to yourself in your journal and what you do. You don't have to report to me. You can if you want. But let yourself know what changed, why this is important. The changes you can see in the next month that you're forecasting based on this new commitment, this new level of commitment, this simplistic commitment. Because the simplification of these things is ultimately what gets you to execute more easily and more frequently and more effectively, which is ultimately what we want here. I refuse to overlook the simple stuff. I refuse to claim that I only need something advanced. I refuse to not continuously come back to some of these fundamental subjects, fundamental steps and principles, because that will be to your detriment and to your downfall. What got you to where you're at will help you keep going. And when you find yourself in slumps or things aren't going well, it's because, simply said and put, you've gotten away from the things that got you to where you're at. You've slowly slipped away. You've gotten a little bit of momentum, so you slip into this false sense of comfort. And now when you started being focused for 3 or 4 hours, now you're only focused for 1, but you think that you're still focused for 4. And then you wonder why there's a choking point in your business and you're not growing, and you feel like you're walking or running through mud. When all you need to do is go back and say, dang, man, I've just become terribly inefficient and I need to bump up my efficiency. This is the self-analysis that you need to do within yourself, within your organization, and within everything that you do. Once this is done, everything changes. And this has to be a continuous process, because as you scale and grow, now you can assign people to do these things for you. You can assign somebody to do your taxes. You can assign an assistant to keep track of your schedule and where you need to go, right? But that position has to be earned, and you need to have the capacity to be able to do that, which requires you demonstrating mastery of it yourself first and foremost. You want to run a team, you better be damn well good by yourself. You want to run an organization, you better be able to run a small team. You want a medium or big size team, you better be able to run a small team. You want a complete huge organization, you better be able to at least run a company, right? There's levels to this game. And you want to tell me you can't do step 1, but you want to come in and say, hey, I just started my business, I want to run a team. Dude, you can't even fill out a P&L statement. You can't even keep your own personal finances in order. And you want to start a team? Give me a break. Give me a break. So as you're listening, hopefully some things came to mind, right? If you're driving, obviously I don't want you to write or do anything, but make a mental note. If you're driving or if you're sitting there listening to this, put the pen to paper. What do you need to focus on, and what's going to be the result if you focus on it? And I want you to focus on that and circle it and take a picture of it and look at it every day and journal it over and over. I make calls 2 hours a day. I visit 10 businesses every day and DM 100. I don't know, whatever it is for you, but it has to be tangible things that get you out of your comfort zone, is for that area of your life to grow, whatever it is. Maybe for some of you, it's exercise and getting your health in order. Fantastic. Then eat right and start exercising and make that a priority for you every single day and focus on that. 1 hour of movement daily. Let's go. Let's get it. 3 square meals a day that are very healthy and clean, that are premeditated, meaning I planned these things, I made them, et cetera, et cetera. Otherwise, this is all a joke, false hope, and we're playing into the game that everybody else is playing into, claiming that we want to get better and do whatever it takes, but we don't. Now, you come to me many times or someone else looking for that answer that you think that you need, or this magical answer that's suddenly going to fix everything, and it's not going to come. We're going to tell you, you need to do step 1, step 2, step 3. It's very simple. I've been doing it for 10 years. You're just starting. Good luck. Get to work. That's it. Then situational things come up later that we will address as that level is accessed by you. But until you access that level, stop looking so fucking far ahead and wasting your time. Because this is how I'll wrap this up. If you can't focus on 2 or 3 hours of activity, forget about building a team. If you're listening to me and you're just about to open your business, forget about when you have 500 active customers. Take it one step at a time. This is when we delude ourselves and start swimming in delusion. Acting as if you have a multi-million-dollar business when you're brand new. Cool, you will in the future, but how are you going to get there? You need the steps to get there, not act and pretend as if you're already there. And it starts with razor sharp focus. It was my focus for those first 2.5, 3 years of doing those activities day in and day out that allowed me to get to the next level and the next level and the next level. And now the focus is diligence, small, frequent meetings, proper delegation and scaling, small, concentrated time to increase efficiency within my organization. Those are the focuses now that when I do that, man, everything keeps growing, everything keeps expanding, everything keeps scaling. It's still there. It's just instead of me knocking on doors and making calls and focusing only on that, now I've leveled up and I'm focused on other things to keep me going and make more money and this and that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's not magic. Those same principles that you need to apply, I'm still applying now at a different level to different things. It doesn't change. It really doesn't. You may think it does, but it doesn't. Just like people think, oh, when I start doing more and becoming more, my problems go away. No, they don't. You get more put on your plate. All you do is upgrade in your ability to handle stuff, whether it's your emotions, whether it's challenges, other people's challenges. It just makes your plate bigger so more stuff can be put on it. And I don't know about you, but I eat a lot. I want a big plate. And you better want a big plate too. That's how you become better. You can have the weight of the world on your plate, yet it feels like a feather. And it is a feather to you. Because of what you've done, how you've made your plate, and how you've set it up. You can handle that no problem. And you can balance it on one finger while having a conversation and living your life. That's the level we want to go to. That's where you want to go. Not all this other stuff. This is the key. So, in summation, focus. What is that thing for you? And I want it to be one thing. I don't want it to be 10 or 15, because then these questions just make it more difficult and complex, and you can't even apply these basic things. Focus on something, man. Make this one commitment. Just focus on that. Pick that one thing and, hey, 2 hours, 3 hours a day, and forget everything else for 30 days. And then see. And then when you look up, I guarantee you things will be different. Everything will change. At the very least, you'll have some sort of momentum if we're talking business. And you can say, hey, man, I got things going. I'm rocking and rolling. I've been consistent. This is good. And then good things will happen. And then you'll build from that and build from it and build from it. And pretty soon you'll be closer to where it is that you want to go. But it all starts with that. Focus on that. Too much distraction, too much BS. What is it for you? Because that is the first step to change. That is the first step to get to where it is that you want to go. That's the first step to have the next victory and accomplishment that opens the door to the next one. Like I mentioned, doors 1 through 10 before. That will open door 1 and then 2 and then 3. But you have to focus on the door and open it, and then focus on the next one and open it. It's not head to one door, okay, turn around, okay, go left, okay, go right. No, you lost track of the door. Stay focused on the door. Stay focused on the door. Okay, that's it for this one, guys. Anything else you need, briancasella.com, or you can message me. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace.